Oh, that's great.
Jeff, you're truly one of the most transparent people I've ever had a chance to interview. I want to spend a couple minutes talking about the ranch.
Yeah.
So tell us about the ranch.
Yeah, so about 5 years ago, we're coming up on 6 years actually in March. My wife and I were looking at wanting to buy a home in Central Oregon. And I always used to do this thing where I'd like go to Malibu and remove all the filters and look at like $44 million homes and be like, baby, I found our house. And she'd just be like, you're ridiculous. But then we were looking in Central Oregon in like Bend and Redmond and Prineville, and the Lord told Brittany, hey, remove your filters. And so she did, and she ends up finding this horse ranch in Sisters, Oregon. It's called the R&B Ranch, and it was for sale for $24 million. And she shows it to me, and I was just like, oh man, this is gorgeous. And we started getting this download from the Lord about how He wants to use the land for pastors and missionaries to come and stay out for free. And so we sat on it for a few days and just kind of thought about it. And I remember sitting at the park with my kids, and I said, Lord, is this like legit? Like, is this something you want us to do? And He goes, yeah, it'll be the first of 2 that you buy, and the second one will be in Los Angeles. And He goes, and you'll pay $17 million for this ranch.
Wow.
And so, but it was at $24 million at that point. And so that was in March, and in June that year, we put an offer in on the property at $17 million. And they didn't say no. They didn't reject the offer. They just said, hey, can you show proof of ability to purchase? And we were like, well, we're YWAMers. We just pray and the Lord gives it. And they're just like, oh, okay, that's funny. And so they ended up just letting the offer expire, but they really liked what we wanted to do because we were the first ones to approach the owners that wanted to buy the property and not use it for marijuana growth.
Wow.
And so, fast forward 2 years later, the Lord has me go to Sisters, and I don't want to go. I'm just pitching a little bit of a pity party. And I finally go, begrudgingly go. After about an hour and a half, I get there. And that's when I discovered that night before the price had dropped to $17 million. And then that was in 2021 is when the price dropped. And it sat on the market for a while, recently sold, but my 12-year-old Jude, he'd come up to me after we found out he'd sold. He'd see I was a little upset, and he goes, hey, Dad, that person's just holding it for us. No big deal. It's ours, So it was, yeah.
All right, and we got a couple minutes left, Jeff.